Hey, this is Cortland Mallory with the Straight Facts Podcast, and today we're going to be talking taxes. Should you do them yourself? When should you start worrying about them? And what could you be doing to be in a better tax advantage status? We're going to talk about all that today. So, when should you worry about them? You've actually got to start filing for your taxes as early as 18. I know, very, very tough. Starting your taxes can be very, very daunting. And in truth, none of us are really supposed to be doing them by ourselves. I know that's the biggest question. Why don't you just do your taxes by yourself? Just use TurboTax. Easy stuff to do, but at the same time, not super easy to do. A lot of people mess up doing TurboTax, and the last thing you want to do is have an IRS audit. Now, let's talk about the IRS a little bit. They're called the Internal Revenue Service. This is actually the independent organization that the United States uses to, make sure that all of our revenue is coming in from all of our citizens, including you and I. So if you make a misrepresentation on your tax form, it may actually cause a representative from this organization to tap on your shoulder and ask some questions and ask for paperwork, which is a headache that nobody really wants to deal with. So in order to avoid this, the biggest thing that you can do to help yourself is partner with a tax agency, tax accountant, or just somebody who can do your taxes, who knows what they're doing. The benefit of doing this is actually filing for all of the proper benefits that you have. So, for example, a lot of the lifestyle habits that you engage in might give you a more advantaged tax status. Buying meals through your business, generally just buying anything through your business, as well as changing some of the behaviors that you have with how you spend money and where you open up things like extra lines of credit can majorly impact the amount of take-home money you have at the end of the year when you file your taxes. This is something you want to partner with a tax agency to understand. So we understand that we probably shouldn't be filing our own taxes, although we have plenty of free access to do so, and it's probably okay so long as we're young and we don't make very much money. But as soon as we get out of college, near out of college, and into our careers, it's really, really important that we partner with somebody who does know what they're doing so that our taxes do come out properly and we get the most that we could have. So what other advice could I really give you? If you're not ready to have someone else do your taxes, but you are ready to have your taxes filed, the most important thing you can do is seek education. Understanding exactly what habits you can change to be making more money will help you so much when it comes to tax time. And I do want you to know these are one of the big buckets that the most wealthy people in the world use to determine how much income they have. If you're losing too much of your money to taxes, that's not okay. And people want to mitigate that income risk exposure. So do the best that you can to access those early education opportunities so that you can learn what habits to shift to make your tax advantage status better. In terms of which tax brokerages you should partner with, you should look at your network. Find people that you know who make similar amounts of money to you and ask who their tax advisor is. This is one of the best ways to find some of the best tax advisors in the world. Not everybody is going to do your taxes the way that your taxes need to be done. And it's important that you understand the mentality of the person behind the paperwork who files for the IRS. You don't want there to be any disconnect, and you want to make sure you're getting all of the benefits you're entitled for at an affordable price. So make sure that this person aligns with your values. Do you want to make sure that your take home is as much as possible? Do you want to prioritize retirement income? Do you have property taxes and other rental property taxes that need to be taken care of in a certain way? What are your business assets looking like? Do you have international interests? All of these things need to be within the scope of an accurate tax advisor that can handle your situation. So we've pretty much gone over the same two things, in the sense that you shouldn't do your taxes and that somebody else should do them and that they should be done right. But other than that, what are your options? Well, this is probably one of the biggest secrets to wealth that I know of, and that's relocation. Every single area in the world has a different price index. This differential in price index means that your same $1 goes further in another location than it does here. This concept is mind-blowingly applicable to taxes, as you may pay a certain tax rate and have a certain take-home pay, right, that you walk away from in the US versus another place, versus another country. You should look at that. That is a big, big differentiator. You can only make perhaps $20,000 a year, but in the right location, you could be in the top 1%. So always think about the possibility of relocating, as well as the opportunities you have to increase your assets and report them to the most accurate tax advisor that can help you get the most out of your taxes. The only other thing that you really need to be aware of with taxes is that tax law changes. Tax law changes every 4 years. Every administration, whether it changes in seats or not, left to right, it doesn't really matter. Every single administration takes and approaches taxes differently. And as they do taxes differently, you need to consistently meet with somebody in that industry who can give you actionable advice onto the changes that have been made, so that your financial habits can change to continue getting the most benefits that you can out of the most current tax law. This is a United States rule of thumb, but other countries have their own ways of shifting power and their own politics. You always need to keep an eye on how often your tax law changes if you're doing your own taxes, and you need to make sure you're understanding what habits you need to change as tax law changes based on habits that are and aren't covered. In conclusion, you want to partner with a tax advisor who has your personal best interest at heart. You want to think about relocating to an area that costs less than the current area you live in. And the last thing, don't do your own taxes, all right? So like, comment, and share this video. I can't wait to see you on the next one. Look, if you know me, you know I love cryptocurrency, and if you're looking to get started investing in crypto, get $10 in free Bitcoin when you sign up with my link down below for Coinbase. Coinbase is a cryptocurrency broker that lets you invest in the main ones that you've heard about in the news, as well as tons of altcoins. So click the link down below, get started with me, and I look forward to seeing you in the market.